Welcome back. I'm Jen and I'm in Zone 7. If you were with me last week, you saw me plant this stuff in my garden bed, and this week we're going to come in and take a look at it. I'm going to start by removing my fence. I have to keep a fence on here to keep all the little critters that love to eat my stuff out. So I'm going to pop that off, and then down here we have some bunching onions. Then I have my crisp head lettuce, and you can see my little radishes. You see a little green in there? It's starting to pop up. That's exciting. Then over here on the other side of the radishes, I have some more bunching onions, both little starts and seeds. I had some spinach there, some garlic, the rest of my spinach, my little broccoli that made it over the winter, so he's staying there as an experiment. For the bok choy, if you look real close, you can see a little bit of green starting there, so they're starting to pop up. That's pretty cool. Then in the back corner there are some more radishes. I'm going to put that fence piece back on and then work on taking off the next one. When my husband made these little fence pieces, he made it super simple. There's just a little peg on one side and a hole on the other side, and all I got to do is just pull it right out and put it back in. There's me pulling out the one side, here's the next side, and I can just remove it. Alright, in this second garden bed here, we're going to start off with some cabbage. I like to plant everything close so I can get a lot going at once. So here's the cabbage started. It looks really good. I also have some Napa cabbage in here. They're starting to get pretty big. I was lucky. I didn't harden those off at all and put them out there, and they're fine. Then I have some lettuce here. I also have thyme that I left in here from the winter, and I just trimmed it down. Underneath my pea trellis is some pak choy. It doesn't look like I expected. I expected smooth leaves. That's why I only kept 3 there to see what happens. Then I have a row of my shelling peas, and I have some broccoli on the edges. Same thing on this side. I have a row of shelling peas and then broccoli on the end. The broccoli might need thinned out later, but I'm going to let it grow and see what survives first. So I'm going to move that fence piece over. I don't really have to put it back yet, but for now I'm just going to move it over. The only thing is I do have to make sure that I don't mix up the fence pieces because they're all pretty much the same size, but they're slightly off maybe, so I just want to make sure I don't put the wrong ones with the wrong fence. This bed here, I didn't do anything with. This is what it looked like through the winter and now, and I just wanted to see what happened with it. So I cleaned out those first 2, left this one, and then did the 4th one. Here is cabbage. They're kind of small, but they made it over the winter. They made it, there was like, I don't know, a couple inches of snow over top of it, and they seem to be doing okay. There's also some bunching onions. I've been cutting from these to put in dinner. And then there's also some garlic back there. So I'm letting this bed grow to its full potential, and we'll see what happens with that. This last bed here, I have another pea trellis. There's some paper there because some stuff was digging in this garden. I think it was squirrels. And I just want to make sure they didn't take my pea seeds. There's some Brussels sprouts on the side. Then same deal as the broccoli. If the Brussels sprouts are too big and overbearing, I'll thin them out. Then I have some red cabbage here. This one does not look so hot, but I'm hoping the new fresh leaves look okay. The rest of it seems to be looking really good. Then over here on this side, I have some Swiss chard. That was left over from last year. It also made it through the snow, so we'll see how it does. That's all for this side. Now we're going to move over here to this arch once I get all the fence pieces back on. There, the fence is put back together. So now, moving on to this arch. Just ignore this corner. It's some leftover stuff I haven't gotten to yet. In this bed, I did plant some peas. I believe that one is the shelling pea side, and then I had some bok choy. Back here, we've got leeks in the back that are doing great, some turnips that haven't popped up yet. I'm saving this one for squash. Over here we have some radishes. Something dug in this bed too. I think it's the squirrels again, so that's why that little piece of paper is there. It was my squirrel and animal deterrent. I think it kind of worked. And under here are my snap peas. I did see one spot that was dug up, and some of the snap peas are sprouting, but they're just not up out of the ground yet. Up here we have my hanging baskets of strawberries. I kind of just left them alone. I still need to go in and clean out all the old dead leaves, but the new leaves are looking great. Now we'll take a quick peek at my seedlings that are not in the ground yet. I have some out here in my greenhouse and some in my basement. So out here I have some petunias. I'm waiting till the weather is a little bit warmer to get those in the ground. These are the plants that were too tall for my basement growing situation, so they came out here. It was some quinoa there first, and then this is my fennel. I love that you can start to see the little bulbs forming already. Next up here we have some aster and some dahlias. The dahlias really don't like this cool weather, but I'm hoping they make it. Then convolvulus, snapdragon, and alyssum, they all seem to be doing fine. This section here is some more flowers. These ones are for my hanging baskets. They're wave petunias. Then I have some ruffled pansies left. All the ones I planted out front got eaten by a groundhog, so I'm leaving these ones here to see if I can get them a little bit bigger before I actually put them in the ground. I also have this weed here. I was letting it grow because I wasn't sure if it was a weed or not, but it definitely is. And then there were more pansies there on the corner. Now we're going to head down to my basement and check out the seedlings that are going down there. So to start off with, down here, this is my little setup. Just ignore the stuff in the background. It's also our storage area. I'm going to turn the lights on my arrow gardens. They turn on automatically, but every once in a while their schedule's off, so I have to come turn them on. Here I have some vining seeds that I started. These are cup and saucer, and they're starting to sprout, so now I need to get them in the dirt, which I did that after this video was done. This first tray here doesn't have a whole lot in the front. The back half has some seeds that I started from this Monarch Garden set. Then I have my impatiens and my petunias. They're just waiting for the weather to warm up a little bit more. I have some basil tucked in there in the empty holes. Here I have some more flowers, nasturtiums and zinnias. I think the rest of the back of that side is all zinnia, and they're starting to pop up here. I see a little bit of green happening. Beside that, I have a whole tray of romaine lettuce. I'm just waiting to put those in the ground, I think. I don't even think I'm going to bother with potting them up. Here's my peppers. They're doing great. I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up for those as well. Pretty much all of this, I'm waiting for the weather to warm up. I've got some celery, some other flowers back there. Then here I have all my gourds and my squashes. I just planted those. Then I have one more tray of peppers here. Come back for more weekly updates.